Test, test. We are live here at Prairie View A&M University. Test, test. We are live here at Prairie View A&M University.
A little over 350, as many as 350 or more workers on this project in a day, on a single day. We've got over 35 companies involved, all across the spectrum in the trades and beyond. So a lot going on. You know, in a couple of weeks, you know, we're going to start seeing the field turf being prepared and going in. We're going to have occupancy of the new field house mid-April. And then we're going to have occupancy of the stadium in mid-June. And so we're excited about the field house. We've got the hydrotherapy, we've got the strength and conditioning, and all the things that Coach Simmons and his players need to get to that next level. And there's no question that he's going to lead us to that next level. So we are extremely, extremely proud to be a part of this. So just thank everyone for allowing me to be here today and address you and provide this update. We think it's a heck of a stadium and appreciate it. So. Now what I'd like to do is introduce a couple of our primary contracting partners on this. First, I'd like to introduce Trey Snyder with PBK Sports, our architect.
Good afternoon. Let me tell you who's really the luckiest person here today. It would be PBK Sports. We get a chance to do a lot of great jobs. I can't say that we've ever had a job that has this much excitement involved in it, this many people that turn out. What you're seeing now, it finally starts to come out of, as you say, the hill. It's pretty cool looking at it. This is the short side, as Chancellor Sharp said. Coach Simmons, no pressure, but we'd like to see those wins so that we can expand it to the 30,000. We want to see this side grow taller. The cool part is how great the whole team has been. We get a lot of credit for the design, but actually we have a secret. The whole secret is involving the administration and athletics. So we had Dr. Bradford and Ashley have sat in every single meeting that we've been in. So their hands touch every aspect of this stadium, every piece of it. So they poured every ounce of their soul into it. It's what makes it great. It's what makes it fun. We can't thank you enough for the opportunity. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Trey. And we do talk about that a lot in our project meetings. This is about family. I mean, this is family. And so that's the feeling that we get working on this project on your behalf, is this is about family. So we really appreciate that. So next, let me introduce Ronnie Howe. I'm probably a little hard on Ronnie, but we're going to get along today. So come on up here, Ronnie. Ronnie represents Skanska. I don't lose my temper too much, do I, Ronnie? No. Wow. Can you feel the excitement today? Yeah. I mean, look at that band.
this is a pretty special day to be able to get in front of y'all and talk. So I'm not a speaker, so I got a few notes here. On behalf of the Skanska team, I want to say thank you to Prairie View A&M for including us in today's event. We are proud to be part of this important project for the system. The entire construction team is working hard to ensure that this stadium is complete in the fall for your players. We're working 7 days a week, 2 shifts every weekday, and all of that with 0 one-time accidents. Our number one priority is to ensure every person who enters this construction site goes home to their family safely every night. Our subcontractor partners, just to name a select few, Greco, City Electrical, REC Mechanical, Shadrock Masonry, B&R Drywall are doing an outstanding job, as well as our on-site project team led by project manager Zach Clay, senior superintendents Paul Burbage, Saul Garcia. And later, here in a few weeks, in fact, I think we established today on March the 11th, we're going to have some Contractor Appreciation Day for all the workers, an appreciation of what they do for us. Because they're just as excited as we are as they see this project coming out of the ground every day and it progresses onward. That'll be March the 11th. Skanska purpose statement is, we build for a better society. And that is what drives our team every day on this project. This stadium will be a place where your student body rallies around its team and develops lifelong school spirit and pride. It will be the place where your athletes develop character through victory and defeat. Hopefully be a little bit more on the victory side than defeat. And the place where the world sees the talent that comes from Prairie View A&M. We feel humbled to play a small part in making this facility a reality. Again, thank you for the opportunity to oversee the construction of this amazing project. I would like to say a thank you to Vice Chancellor Reyes and his professional team and their thoughtful leadership throughout this project. Thank you.
It is a distinct pleasure on my part to now have Roy Perry, the president of the Prairie View Foundation, come forward and say a few words. Roy Perry, of course, is not a stranger here. Everyone knows his name. His name is on our College of Engineering, meaning that he'll be a part of Prairie View as long as Prairie View exists. Yet, that still does not fully convey all of the things that Roy Perry has done before I arrived, during my time period, and I'm confident long after I'm no longer here, he'll still be doing things for Prairie View. What you're seeing today is the fruits of a lot of our labor. What you're not seeing are all the hours that Mr. Perry and I have driven to meet with a wide range of people, all of the conversations we've had, all of the things that only can occur behind closed doors. And for that, I really do thank Mr. Perry. Perhaps the best thing I can say about him, he is a selfless person who gives to others, and he is a God-fearing man, Mr. Roy Perry.
Good afternoon. First of all, I want to say thanks to God for what we stand in front of. I want to thank the students. For they led the way. I want to thank you for taking the vote on the referendum, your predecessors. I want to thank you for continuing to support this project. I want to thank Chancellor Shaw for believing in Prairie View. Thank you. Now, Chancellor, if you wear purple and gold in Cal Field, I may not be working for you long. We'll take care of you. Mr. Ray, thank you. And Dr. Wright, thank you. You know, we tell people that you and I go at it sometimes, but those have all been positive discussions that made Prairie View better. And I want to say thank you, Dr. Wright, from the day you said we're going to build this stadium, you've not wavered. You've always said we'll find a way to get it done. And as an alum of Prairie View, I truly want to say thank you for what you've done not only at the stadium, but across the campus. To our donors and our alumni, there's one of our alumni, don't know if he's here today. When I started raising money for the foundation, he told me to meet him under that tree that used to sit in the end zone after halftime, and I stayed there till it went dark. And he never showed up. And I called him in his office on Monday, and he said, "You think we're really going to build a stadium? I want that check." Again, it's always a pleasure to be here. Coach, thanks for a great season last season. We do appreciate you. Ashley, anytime in the future you need me to pick a coach, just give me that card again, and we'll get it done. I'll vote every time with you, Ashley. Great job. We appreciate you. But alumni and donors, we're not done. The students have done their part. The system has done its part. It's on us now. We still need to raise money to finish paying off our piece of this facility. Now, I hope you realize that those of you who have given, it didn't hurt. It wasn't painful. You gave and we built it. I want you to realize that giving as a collective group of alums, we will change Prairie View forever. We went from being that 80 lost team with a few donations to a winning team. With your continued investments in Prairie View, our name will be synonymous with winners again. People across the SWAC will remember the days when they used to drive down the old dirt road to come on this Blackshear field and get the crap whipped out of them. Again, we'll go back to those days when you would like to receive gold in the SWAC, you have to come visit the Hill. We need your help to get this done. I want to thank all those people who believed in Prairie View. I want to thank my trustees for giving money since 2008 to pay for our operation, to pay for the brochures out of their pockets because they believed in something they could not see. You can see it, and this is just the beginning. But your help, your donations will be required into the future because to retain the talent like a Willie Simmons requires donor support. We need to be able to stand on top of the monies we receive from the system and enhance salaries for our winning professors and coaches and scientists. That requires alumni giving. I need each of you to forget those issues you have with Prairie View as a student and think about the students who come after us. With all of that, I want to say thank you. I look forward to your gifts. Coach is going to be over in what? Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Dr. Wright.
Next coming forward will be our athletic director, Ashley Robinson. Every time someone meets Robinson for the first time, they are tempted to ask the same question as Chancellor Sharp asked today. How old is he? I always tell him, I don't know, I'm old enough to be his father. That's what I do know. But I tell people that it's hard for me to turn over to someone else something that means so much to me that I have so much riding on. Well, 7 or 8 years ago, Prairie View was on NCAA sanctions and had been on these sanctions for almost 10 years. And we were in a desperate situation, and Ashley Robinson, working for the SWAC office, started coming up here on weekends, and he cleared up all of those NCAA sanctions for us. Were it not for that, we could not be where we are today. We would not be able to have the football program we have. When it comes to athletics, I can sleep at night because of Ashley Robinson, a person of high integrity. I believe fully and strongly in Ashley Robinson.
Thank you, Dr. Wright. Panther Nation, we are here. Marching Storm, our cheerleaders, our great football team that's standing in the back. We're going to kick it off like this. PV! PV! Mr. Perry, I'm a very excited athletic director today. I want to say thank you, Dr. Wright, for all your support in athletics. Chancellor Sharp, I want to say thank you. Vice Chancellor Ray, I guarantee you I want to be on your side all the time. Sitting in the room and beating the drum and helping us out to make sure we're on schedule. Thank you. You know, it's a great deal when you have support from your system. It's a great deal from an athletic standpoint when you have support from your president, your vice presidents, your university as a whole. We have a lot of support. And it finds me very upset when I hear that said Panther Nation doesn't have support. Look at all the alums that are here today. Panther backers, they always been here. And I want to say thank you for everything you have done for us. Athletic Club, Mr. Higgs. It's always been two groups that's always supported athletics from day one. And I want to say thank you for everything you have done. Dr. Wright, 13 months ago, we hired a football coach. We didn't just hire a coach, we hired a football coach. Do y'all hear me? Coach Simmons, the pressure is on. But Mr. Perry, I guarantee you that zero will be on the other side. I want to say thank you, Coach, for everything you have done for our program. Thank you for believing in Dr. Wright. Thank you for believing in myself. Thank you for the 6 months of listening to me and begging you to come here to be this head coach. Everyone doesn't know how hard it is to get a great coach to run your program with all these great students that we have at this institution. So at this time, Coach, I want to say thank you and a job well done. Second, I want to say to our students, I think we have the best students, Dr. Wright. I'm not going to say HBCU, I'm going to say in the world. Thank you for your support, students. Thank you for everything you have done for us. SGA, great job for supporting us. We meet monthly to come up with anything that you all have. Students know anything that you need in athletics, feel free to come see me. I have an open door policy for all students, not just student athletes, because we will respond and we will get things right and we will do things the right way. That's most important. I might not do everything you want me to do, but we're going to do things the right way. And that's the most important thing. So I want to say thank you, students, for everything you've done for the university as well. I would like all my staff to stand up. All my coaches, administrators at this time, please stand. I want to say thank you for a job well done. Talk a little bit about the facility. Weight room, 5,000 square foot weight room facility. 3 strength and conditioning offices, and a luxurious juice bar for our student athletes. State-of-the-art sports medicine facility. I know our trainer, CJ Potter, would definitely be proud about this. We're here, CJ. You will have an updated facility. Student athletes will have first class served, and we also have a great contract with Houston Methodist where we have doctors on scene weekly and daily. Locker rooms. Not only for football, but we will have 4 other locker rooms for all our other sports as well. Multi-purpose room that you would envision having a room on game day and special events. And also a full-service cafeteria as well. Not to mention additional offices for all coaches and administrators. extra conference rooms, and meeting rooms. And now we would not have to go all over campus, Coach Simmons, to have meeting rooms for our football team. We will have all our meeting rooms in-house, Coach Simmons. So that's some added pressure, Coach. I want to thank everyone for their patience and supporting the program over the years. Despite not having the facilities and not turning everything over to the meaning of the support, just want to stop and say that facilities are here. We also want to talk about season tickets at this time. I have talked to Chief Stevens. We have opened up the ticket booth, and season tickets will be on sale as we finish this event today, and no one will leave until they purchase season tickets. So we definitely will sell some season tickets today. To the football team, congratulations on a great season last year, being 9-2. Coach Simmons is coming off a history-making 2015 campaign as his first and the first head coach at PVAMU since Hoover Wright in 1966 to have a winning season. Simmons' 9-2 marks the most wins by PVAMU since 2010. He also finished with an undefeated home slate, as marked as the first time since 2009 the Panthers finished with an unblemished home point. 5 players earned All-SWAC honors on the Simmons, with senior Jonte Aber named to Stats, FCS, and Sheraton Broadcast Network All-American. PVAMU football team was crowned the NCAA FCS champion points per game in the nation. As a team, the Panthers led the NCAA in scoring offense with 44.9 points per game, where they also led the SWAC in a total offense of 487.5 per game. Passing offense, 278 yards per game, and fourth down conversion, 63.6. Coach Simmons and our football team, we will continue the journey of all out, all game, all season. Thank you. At this time, we will bring up Willie Shotgun Simmons. Good afternoon. First off, I'd like to say thank you to God for this opportunity. I'm a praying man. My wife and I, she couldn't be here. She taking care of our daughter right now, but we pray for this opportunity. We pray for this moment, and we're just thankful that the good Lord has blessed us to be in such a great place with such great people with outstanding support. I get a lot of credit for things that I'm not necessarily responsible for. 9 wins, that wasn't all me. I have the finest group of student athletes, the football team in America, standing over here to my right. And I want to thank those young men for their hard work and dedication for everything they've done. Not many people understand what it's like to be a football player. To be the largest group on campus, to be the group that everyone recognizes, everything that you do is scrutinized, not only locally but nationally. And for these guys to daily go out and work hard, not only on the football field, but in the classroom, socially, spiritually. Again, I tip my hat to them for everything they do, so I'm greatly appreciative of being able to coach this group of young men, and they understand that our work isn't finished. Matter of fact, they're going to take those jerseys off in about 3 hours, and we're going to hit the practice field for some good conditioning here in a little bit. But again, there's a lot of people that I like to thank. First and foremost, Chancellor Sharp. I know we haven't had a chance to formally meet, but I've heard so many things about you, everything that you've done for us. So I want to thank you and your committee for everything that you've done to allow us the chance to play in this magnificent stadium that's behind us. Skanska, PBK, I sit in on some of those meetings on Thursday, and of course it'll probably be like you sitting in on a football meeting because I have no idea what you're talking about. I just know that things are getting done, and they say we're going to be on time, so that's all that matters to me. So I thank you for that. Dr. Wright, again, I can't thank you enough. Our very first conversation over a year ago, and when you told me your long-term vision for this program and allowed me to be able to come here as your head football coach, I definitely thank you and your magnificent wife and everything that you've done. Mr. Perry, for continuing to support us. We can't do what we do without you and your backers and your support. We're a fully funded scholarship team. A lot of people look at that and they think everyone does it, but everyone doesn't. You know, everyone in our conference doesn't have a full allotment of scholarships. You know, we can go out and recruit student athletes and offer them full scholarships, which allows us to compete with the likes of North Texas and Texas State and other schools in our conference to be able to offer them a quality education and give them all of their money. Okay, so again, we thank you for being able to do that on a yearly basis. Last but not least, definitely Mr. Robinson. Thank you for taking a chance on me. I had never been a head coach before. You saw something in me that I guess many other people didn't see. Someone who had a vision for doing things the right way. And I thank you for the opportunity to come here to lead this program. Thank you for your friendship. Of course, your wife and my wife keep us sane. And I just thank you for always being there and everything that I've needed to run this program. You've given it to me. And again, last but not least, Prairie View students, the fans, the alumni, thank you guys. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for giving us the best fans in America. Band, thank you for being the best HBCU band in America. Cheerleaders, we thank you for always keeping the crowd excited about everything that's going on during the game. And again, the alumni, we just continue to thank you for always being there supporting us. Just a quick recap. I know we talked a lot about last season. And of course, we did finish the season 9-2 with an 8-1 conference record. We finished one game short of winning the Western Division, and of course, we're going to make sure we get that accomplished this year. We finished third in the final Sheridan Black College football poll, and that was behind the two teams that played for the Black College National Championship, Alcorn State and A&T. We were third. So again, that's a huge accomplishment for us. Like Mr. Robinson said, we led the entire country in scoring offense, right at about 45 points a game. And we also led the country in block kicks. One of our players, Nick Brewer, also led the nation in block kicks. And he was one block short of tying the national record for block kicks in the season. So very proud of him. Jonte Abel, our running back, was the only player in Division I football at the FCS level to rush for 1,000 yards, have 500 yards receiving, as well as 500 yards in returning. There's only one other player in the entire nation at any level that accomplished that feat, and that was Christian McCaffrey at Stanford. So he accomplished something that no one else in the country other than one person did. And as Mr. Robinson alluded to, 5 players from named all SWAC. We're very excited about the upcoming season. We have a few months before we kick off, but again, we open our season in our brand new stadium against our rival Texas Southern. So of course, buy your tickets now, because I'm sure if you wait, you won't be able to get in the door. So make sure that you get your tickets, and we make sure we continue to dominate Texas Southern like we always have. The next week, as you all know, we travel 45 miles up the road to make history as we play Texas A&M. I think for the very first time. And it's a huge game. We're very excited about it. The opportunity to go into an SEC stadium and give our guys a chance to play against who people perceive to be the #1 conference in college football. And we're really excited about that opportunity to go up there. And chances they're just short of that $500,000 that you talked about, so we might be able to twist the arm a little bit and make them give us just a few more dollars to go up there and play that game. And then we get into conference play. Of course, we have a 9-game conference schedule. This will be the last year before we go to a new 7-game format. And then later on in the season, our next out-of-conference game will be down in Houston as we take on Rice. So, of course, we're very excited to be able to play 2 FBS opponents in the same football season. And, of course, we'll definitely make sure we're up to the challenge. This stadium has given us an opportunity to do a lot of things that we normally wouldn't have in the past. This past recruiting season, we finished second in all the HBCU in recruiting. We had the second-ranked recruiting class in the entire country at HBCU. One, that's a testament to my assistant coaches. They did a phenomenal job going out and attracting high school prospective student athletes. We have a philosophy in recruiting. If you can just get them on campus, you have a chance at them. It's very hard to convince a young man to come to your university if he never sees your campus. And our coaches went out and did a great job, and they were able to get some top-tier student athletes to visit our campus. And whereas we didn't get them all, we feel good because when we lost them, we didn't lose them to Texas Southern and the Grambling and Southern. We lost them to Texas State, North Texas, Tulane, East Carolina, Maryland, and people like that. So again, our guys did a phenomenal job with that. But why were we able to win a lot of those battles? One, like Dr. Wright said, when they walk into the most beautiful campus in the state of Texas, that's an easy sell. As you walk through and you look at the grass, that's always green. If you look at the MSC and the new rec center and the architecture building and the view and everything that we have going on here, it's easy for student athletes to feel that they're on a major Division I campus. And that's something that we're very proud of. We also were able to, like Mr. Robinson said with this new stadium, we're able to meet now as a team in one area, as opposed to having to go across campus and find buildings to meet in. So that's going to definitely make us more efficient in our operation. So we're very proud of that. We'll have the opportunity to host football camps here on campus now. You know, recruiting, a big part of recruiting is the summertime recruiting season. So now we'll be able to attract student athletes, high school prospective student athletes from Houston, from Dallas, from East Texas, from San Antonio, and all the other places to come on our campus to have football camp. And that's a huge deal because, again, once they get here, they not only see a brand new stadium, but they see a beautiful campus, one that everyone's proud of. We'll have the opportunity to host high school coaching clinics and bring local high school coaches up here. We get requests all the time. We led the nation in scoring. So a lot of coaches want to know what we're doing offensively to lead the entire nation in scoring. So they like to be able to come on campus and meet with us as a football staff. And we like to be able to take them in a brand new facility and show them the high-tech things that we have to offer. Again, and that's going to make us very attractive to a lot of high school coaches. We'll be able to host high school playoff games. Of course, here in the state of Texas, it's a huge deal for high schools to go to different sites for playoff games. But we're going to have one of the finest venues in the whole state of Texas. And we'll be able to attract other high school student athletes to come to our field to have playoff games. So again, it's all just opportunities to get student athletes on campus. You want to have a consistent winning program, we need to consistently be able to attract top-tier student athletes. And the way to do that is to continue to get them on campus. Once they get to campus, we'll close the deal. I have a great recruiting staff, I have a great support staff. Professors, we thank you guys for taking time out to speak with them when they're here on campus. Dr. Wright, I'll be calling you. I read some reports about Texas. Their president was talking to recruits, so clear your schedule next January. We're going to get you in front of them, make sure we can close the deal on a lot of them as well. But again, everyone who played a hand in allowing us to have the #2 class, we definitely thank you. But again, we're so excited about being here. We're excited about the opportunity here. And again, like we said, our work isn't done. We didn't come here and win 9 games and get complacent. That's not the goal. The goal is to be a perennial power. The goal is for everyone to know that, like Mr. Perry said, in order to even have a chance to win the SWAC championship, you got to come through Prairie View. And that's something that we're committed to doing. That's something our student athletes are committed to doing every single day. We have a lot of things that we live by, but finishing is one of those things. And we're definitely going to finish what we started and bring a championship home. I have a couple of players I like to recognize that are going to come up and say a couple of things. Again, I could have picked one of probably 100 guys to come up here and represent us, but we have 2 young men here who we're very proud of, have done a phenomenal job for us. Now, like I said, not only off the field, but on the field, in the classroom, academically, both on track to graduate. Again, most of our seniors are on track to graduate. We graduated 5 this past December. I think in our student class, I think we only have maybe 1 or 2 guys that won't graduate by the time the semester's over with. And then they'll come.
I got to Prairie View. I first stepped on this campus back in 2006. I'm originally from California. I came down to Houston for a family reunion. My mother brought me to the Baby Dome to see the women's basketball team. Back then, that was the dominant athletic here on campus, women's basketball. Now I'm here in 2016 as a student at Prairie View PVAMU, and I'm excited And it's a great honor to be here under great leadership from my head coach, and just to see all you guys with great passion about the new stadium and the transformation of the new era of PVAMU. You know, I'm honored here. All I can say is thank you, Lord. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
First of all, I want to just say thank you to everybody that put in for this new stadium. I got here 4 years ago, and it was always been a dream for us to get a new stadium with our previous head coach. But with Coach Simmons coming here, give me the opportunity to lead this team, and for us to get a brand new stadium is just a blessing in disguise. You know, everybody know that we went 9-2 last season, but we're really not finished. We got way more in store for us, and I just thank God for my teammates, my coaches, and everybody that put us in this predicament to have this new stadium. Also to play Texas A&M and Rice, which was phenomenal for putting us on schedule. So this is all I tell them. All I want to say is just thank you to everybody.
I want to thank everyone for coming. We're going to hear some more from the band. And if any of the media people would like to ask some questions of the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, the coaches, myself, we'll all be up here for a little while. So please hang around some. We want to hear from my band again.
Ticket booth is open. I wasn't joking. I was dead serious. The ticket booth is open. Everybody knows.
Followed up when the time gets closer.
PVAMU University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Yeah, they're funny about the numbers, so like some week it may be 2.
Prairie View A&M University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity. Prairie View A&M University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Yes, I if I can't hear then you know it's gonna be kind of rough. So.
Prairie View A&M University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity. Of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Do some things, so hold on one second.
Prairie View A&M University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Yeah. You came first, there's someone else come up, I can burn 10 minutes.
Prairie View A&M University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity. Prairie View A&M University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Sound check good? Look, I'm looking at that camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
Prairie View A&M University is about the students.
Hey, we're back live here at the Prairie View A&M Stadium Progress Press Conference. I'm here with Coach Willie Simmons, 9-2 season coach. He had a wonderful recruiting class, and like we heard you say, you lost kids, student athletes to Division I universities. Just talk about the quality of athletes you're able to attract now to Prairie View from across the country, not just Texas.
Well, we think we did a great job. Part of recruiting is identifying the evaluation process. And so you have to find student athletes who, one, fit what you're looking for, and two, have an interest in your university. And the one thing I can say, the Prairie View name is really strong right now. We've had a lot of people in the schools that are really speaking highly of Prairie View, so that helps us. When our assistant coaches go into high schools to talk to prospective student athletes, you know, when they've heard good things about the university, it makes them want to see more about it. And so we were able to get a lot of great student athletes here on campus, and once they got here, the campus sold itself. They saw the stadium being uprooted. They saw the brand new rec center, the bowling alley, the MSC, the dorms. I mean, our living arrangements are second to none. And so everything, once they got here, continue to enforce everything that we talk about, and that's being a first-class program. So we feel like we have everything to offer that everyone else has, the bigger schools, so to speak. And we were able to get some very good student athletes here. So we're excited about the class that we were able to bring in, and hopefully we can continue to build on that to reach our ultimate goal of being a championship caliber football team.
But also, when you're a championship caliber team, that means some things that you don't expect to happen. You have people on the coaching staff, you're wanted by others, or even some cases from the top down. So in the interest, I think at Prairie View, at an all-time high now, because on the back end of our website, the open letter you pinned, it drew 10,000 views in one day.
Wow.
Probably an all-time high. So everyone's now following to see what Prairie View does, specifically what Coach Willie Simmons does. We're just talking about success now, just in trying to retain members on your staff, because obviously when you have success, other people want a piece of it.
That's part of it. That's the nature of the profession. Like you said, when you do well, people take notice. I have a phenomenal coaching staff, second to none, and so naturally people have tried to come in and court some of our coaches. We lost one, and that's something that we want to try to make sure we continue to do a better job of here, of being able to financially support our coaches. A lot of times it comes down to a simple bidding war, and of course we know we're not going to get to every bidding war with someone like Texas A&M or Texas, who has a much bigger checkbook than we have. But we don't want to lose our coaches to fellow SWAT schools. We don't want to lose them to fellow FCS programs. We want to be able to hang on to our coaches as long as we can to continue to build on what we have going on. I think consistency is the key to a championship caliber program, and retaining coaches so that our students are hearing the same voices over a period of time, I think, is what helps us get to the level that we want to get to. So that's something moving forward. I've talked to the administration. That's something that Dr. Wright and Mr. Robinson are committed to doing, is making sure that we don't lose our assistant coaches to guys like us.
And lastly, just talk about from where you were this time last year to where you are now, just the momentum that's growing toward Prairie View, and where do you want to take this program when it's all said and done?
Well, this time last year, of course, I just got a job, so I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't had the chance to work out with the guys. They really didn't know much about me. We had just come off the road recruiting, so we were really just hitting the ground running this time last year. So now that we're a year in, now that I see the caliber of student athletes that I have here, I see the support that we have. We see the facilities that we're able to play in. The sky's the limit. I think that's something that was really attractive when I took the job. I saw the long-term vision of Mr. Robinson, our athletic director, and Dr. Wright, and I think that's something that with continued hard work and dedication from not only this team, these coaches, but the administration, our alumni and our fan base, that's what we can get to. And that's my long-term goal for this program, is to be a perennial power, not just a SWAC power, but a perennial FCS power like a North Dakota State. Our team chaplain, he spent time at North Dakota State, and at our recruiting event on signing day, he came up to me and said, "I've seen this before." And basically he was talking about the beginning stages of North Dakota State, because they weren't always the program that they are today, and he sees some of the same things happening here in the beginning stages that he saw at North Dakota State. And now of course they won 5 straight championships. So that's the goal, is to get to that type of level where every year you're a championship contender, and you continue to attract top quality student athletes to increase the overall profile of our magnificent university.
Well, thank you for stopping by, Coach. In less than 3 months, give or take, we don't know how construction goes, Coach Willie Simmons will have a state-of-the-art office. I don't know if y'all be able to see it yet, but it's one of the nicest I've seen it as a head coach. And I've had opportunity to tour several schools. So Coach Simmons' office is second to none, at least based on what I've seen. So we're looking forward to christening our new facility in a few months. And just thank you for stopping by, and look forward to progress in the spring ball.
I appreciate it, Ryan. Always. Go Panthers.
Summertime equals summer camps, and this one's unique. The focus is not just getting to know new friends, but also about getting to know nature, specifically wildlife.
If the only thing the kids take away this week is a deeper understanding for wildlife and how important it is to everyone, then we've done our job.
It's called the Wildlife Conservation Camp, and it's put on by the Texas chapter of the Wildlife Society. The goal of the week-long getaway is to introduce high school students to all aspects of wildlife and to let them know it's not just fun, but can also be a career.
Meeting the professionals has been really amazing because I get to meet people who are actually in the fields I'm interested in, and so I'm kind of getting a better idea of where I might want to go, things I might want to do to better prepare myself for my future career.
Campers come from all over Texas, or in Elizabeth's case, the United States. For 7 days, they're immersed in all things wildlife. They spend very little time indoors. All the learning this week is done outside, in nature's classroom, and students soak in every lesson.
It's truly amazing because there's so many topics that we cover, and you're just so exhausted because we do so much, and it's just 100% out in the woods, constantly doing what I love to do, which is conservation and research of wildlife.
Maybe they're kayaking, setting traps, building scent stations, or learning to shoot. Whatever the activity, the goal is to instill a love and respect for the outdoors and the animals that call it home.
I've learned so much from the camp. I've learned so much about conserving the wildlife, the habitat of animals, and how important it is, to maintain this stuff around us.
The camp moves to different locations every year, allowing diversity in the students and the environment. The camp started in 1993. It's been a 22-year experiment, guiding youth and young adults toward a deeper passion for wildlife, maybe inspiring a vocation.
We're back live here at our Stadium Progress press conference. I'm here with wide receivers coach and Houston native. Grew up down the street from me. Went to a school named Madison High School, James Madison, I think.
Yes.
Down the street on High Clark. Reggie Moore, his unit had a great season this year. His star receiver, Nick Petrie, went down middle part of the year. Everybody kind of didn't know what to expect, but then some guys rose to the top. Daryl Hodge, number 4, really comes to mind. So let's talk about developing a unit that can overcome adversity no matter who's had a chance to play.
Yeah, the key thing in developing a unit is, I tell those guys, you're only a turned ankle away from being a starter. And I think they all bought into that, and they prepared themselves for the case that if something did happen to somebody, then they were able to step right in and not miss a beat. And I tell them it's a 90% mental game and the 10% is physical. So if you understand what you're doing when it's time for you to play, I'm going to get the fundamentals right for you. You just got to get out and perform.
Well, also, Coach Simmons alluded to North Dakota State. I've had the first-hand experience of going up there and witnessing what that program does. And if you haven't been up to Fargo, North Dakota, it's an experience you'll never forget. And you had the opportunity to coach there. And he mentioned that Pastor Myers that's here, said it was some of the elements that he's seen there that he sees here in terms of how the program is building structure. Just talk about trying to be at a place like North Dakota State and trying to incorporate those same elements in Prairie View.
Yeah, just like Prairie View, North Dakota State historically won championships at the Division II level. And then there was a small lull, and it's just like here with Coach Simmons coming back, they were able to bring back Craig Bowl, who had coached there previously and won a championship at the Division II level. So in some ways it's similar, and he had an understanding in the history of the program, and what he did was hire good coaches, just like Coach Simmons, and we were able to resurrect the program. Now at the time I was there, we were unable to go to the playoffs because of the move up to Division II, but during that time, our last 2 years there, we were 10-1, and then subsequently they were able to go to the playoffs, and they won 5 straight championships at the FCS level. So we did it the right way. We upgraded our facilities, moved our offices into the dome. They updated the features in the Fargo Dome, and from there, students, faculty, and the community bought in, and it took off. And I envision the same thing happening here.
Coach, lastly, you've been at UCLA, you've been at North Dakota State, been at University of Washington, so you have a wide range of experience to share to your athletes and people you come in contact with. Can you talk about to a prospective athlete that wants to move to the coaching ranks? What do they have to put in if they aspire to even become a coach on the FCS level? How many hours does it take a day in terms of being a GA and just a student assistant to the point to where they want to be in your shoes and coach at the highest level?
Well, first you have to have a passion, I think, for the game, and that can't get lost in what's going on as far as the financial aspect of it. And then you got to understand that what you're doing is you're trying to shape young people's lives, and from there you're going to have to find someone that's going to give you an opportunity, and then once you get that opportunity, you're going to have to work. And then from there, you continue to progress, whether it's through people that you have come in contact with or with your body of work.
Well, thank you, Coach. Reggie Moore, wide receivers coach here at Prairie View University. Look forward to another productive season, and go Panthers.
Thanks, and go Panthers. I didn't make it to the camera, though. Screws on that.
Nah, I ain't worried about it.
Outstanding design defines the 2015 Hyundai Equus. This four-door, five-passenger sedan stands out among competitors in its class. It features an automatic transmission, rear-wheel drive, and a 5-liter 8-cylinder engine. Standard features mean that you no longer have to sacrifice, such as cruise control, a blind spot monitoring system, power door mirrors and heated door mirrors, lane departure warning, and remote keyless entry. Rear passengers enjoy the seat heating functionality, keeping them warm during the winter months. With high-intensity discharge headlights illuminating your path, you'll always appreciate maximum visibility. For drivers who enjoy the natural environment, a power moonroof allows an infusion of fresh air. Audio features include a CD player with MP3 capability and 17 speakers, providing world-class sound throughout.
I'm back live with Prairie View A&M University Athletic Director Ashley Robinson. My experience with him, I remember him in Mississippi Valley back in 2001 through 2003. I know he was there before that, but I didn't follow him because we weren't that great at Prairie View. We came pretty well in 2003, and we went 14-4 in conference play. 2 of those losses were in Mississippi Valley. One was on the road, and the other one we lost here. But what stands out with this is guard, a short guy from Jackson, Mississippi. Wouldn't stop shooting threes and hitting them. I'm like, okay, but who is this guy? You know, then I found out who he was, and after that, you know, you start following his progress. I ran into him when I was at Grambling Compliance SWAC office. He was at Prairie View. Then went back to Mississippi Valley. He's back at Prairie View, and lo and behold, we are right here, about 40% away from opening our new stadium. So just talk about your journey, and I think a lot of people definitely want to know, because a lot of people come to us all the time. I want to be an AD. I want to do this. I say, are you willing to put in the work? And they're like, well, I don't know. I'm like, well, you got to put in the work. In some cases, unpaid internships. You know, with the word unpaid is right. Want to bring this business. So just discuss your journey and let prospective people know what it takes just to be in your shoes today.
Well, definitely, you know, starting as a student athlete, you know, one of my goals were coming out of college was to play professional basketball, either coach or be an athletic administrator. And once I played basketball and went overseas for half a season and things didn't work out, you know, I started my career in administration. And one of my first jobs, people don't know, I started off at a Job Corps Center. That was one of my first jobs. I worked there for like 2 years, and I was over recreation supervisor there over, you know, students between the ages of 17 and 22. So that was a good experience for 2 years, and then I got an opportunity to become an academic advisor at Delaware State, and I stayed there for 2 years, and I moved on to compliance at Jackson State, and then I went back to Mississippi Valley to be the compliance director, and then got a call to be the assistant commissioner at 27, the conference office for 3 years. And during that time, I knew then my goal was to, you know, to be an athletic director. I had my goal set to say, you know, when I turn 40 years old, I want to be, you know, I'll be ready to be an athletic director at 40 years old. And now, you know, I'm 36, and it's amazing, you know, how the Lord's worked. And I worked hard 10 long years, and, you know, and a lot of free stuff. You know, my first job, $22,000. You know, I was staying in Delaware State, making $22,000. Dover, Delaware. $22,000. I'm barely making it, but right. But it paid off. And I worked very hard at, you know, everybody knows the name of Al Levan. Al Levan was the head football coach there at the time, you know, that trained at the Dallas Cowboys. They trained the running backs at the Dallas Cowboys. He was the head coach there. So I had an opportunity where I was an academic advisor for football, track, and baseball. About 23 24 years old. So had an opportunity to definitely start my career in administration. I tell any young student athlete that wants to be an AD is make sure you learn the academics and the compliance part first. I think that's very important, because without those two areas, you won't have any athletes, or you won't have any program. So I had an opportunity to learn those two areas first, and I think that was a great benefit, because definitely I know the in and outs of what you can and can't do, and I know what areas to fight and what areas not to fight. And a lot of things, as an AD, we look at, just winning. We look at, our student athletes coming in from a talent standpoint, but the compliance and academic piece is very important. Graduating our student athletes is very important. That's something I wanted to be able to give back to young black males and young females as well. And I was wanting to be able to give back to the conference. I played in this conference, so it's a great opportunity to be able to come to one of our memory institutions and to be able to come down and be the AD at PVAMU University. And I mean, 33 years old, I was one of the youngest ADs in America. And able to carry on this journey and look to where we came from and where we started. You go back and check the history of PV. I tell people we came a long way, but the most important part around, we still got a long way to go. We don't stop here. We're gonna continue to build programs. I tell people all the time, we're not building teams, we're building programs. Success to me is 5 years down the road when I get a call from one of my student athletes and they got this big engineering job, or they leading this big top firm, or they're a top executive. That's success to me. To educating and treating brotherhood and sisterhood to our students, bringing in the right fit coaches as role models to show our student athletes, how things supposed to be once athletics is over with. A lot of our students, once athletics is over with, they don't graduate, don't do anything. So we're making sure we're pushing that all our students that come here not only play sports. We had a student athlete meeting the other day, and I told them I want 3 things for them. I want them to get a 3.0, I want them to graduate from the university, and I want them to win a championship. I think every student athlete deserves that. If you come out and you work hard and sweat and tears and you do a good job. Athletics is a big deal. It's a lot of time management. I think a lot of companies like hiring people that play sports because of their time management and the things that they do. And there's a lot of things that you have to do. There's a lot of stress. You have to be very patient. You have to make sure that things are structured and organized. And from an athletic standpoint, this best, Ryan, that everything's not going to be structured and organized. Things are going to happen in athletics. So it's what you do to how you handle those issues when they handle. So I always tell students that everybody loves to see the ball rolls out. Everybody loves to come to the game, but it's a great big deal of work to put on an athletic event. And and that's one of the deals that I really try to tell students. It looks good to walk around in a suit as an AD, but definitely it's a lot of work to be done to make sure all these events are done right. Make sure you're staying in compliance with the NCAA. Make sure you're taking care of the welfare of the students, and that's a big deal. The welfare of the students. That's one of my big deals, to make sure our students are eating right. Make sure they're staying in nice hotels. Make sure they're traveling right. Make sure they have their textbooks. Make sure they have everything they need, not to just be successful on the athletic field, but also in the classroom. We got to make sure we support them with the things that they need to be successful. So that's my overall vision for the program, and I definitely think we definitely have a lot of potential here, and we're definitely heading into the right direction. But my goal in the next 2 years, from a graduation standpoint, from a sports standpoint, I think all our sports will be top 3 in the conference for the next 2 years, if not the next year. And I think we have for that right now. We second in the Commissioner Cup, Ryan, and we've 49 points to 42, and we won a championship yet. So that shows the consistency across the board that we're not, if we're not winning championship, we're still winning top in our conference. So that shows the commitments from our coaches and our student athletes.
Well, also, even though this is a football event today, straight across from us, past the brand new parking lot, is about 65-70% completed track facility. And I know that's a big deal because our track teams have had to train off campus for 2 years now. And they're still in the mix of things in the SWAC, despite having to bus or vans somewhere every single day for 2 years. So just talk about the facility. Track facility that's coming up.
Well, that shows the commitment of our coaches and our student athletes. We've won championships without a track, and we've been, like you said, we've been busing and we've been practicing off campus. Having a track on campus you look at the tradition of PV, track programs, PV relays. We get a chance to bring that back. That was a big event that we had to take away due to facilities. Now we're going to have a state-of-the-art track facility where we can definitely come in and have a track, just not only PV relays, but a track high school and state track meets and different things like that, and have a quality and an upgraded facility for our student athletes to practice on. From a recruiting standpoint, you know, if you thought we did really well the last 3 or 4 years, think about the recruits we bring on campus once we show them the track. Because, you know, on the academic side, we can definitely get students here, but from the facility side, from athletics, now we're getting a complete puzzle. We had a puzzle, a piece missing to the puzzle. Now that puzzle is about to be met up.
Well, also, going back earlier to, you don't know how paths will cross. And one thing I would like student athletes to know, just from my personal perspective, the person you watching, in some cases you could be working for, and this is a situation as it is. So you never want to burn bridges with people down the line, because you don't know that person could directly influence your life from here. And I'm just glad to be here as an employee in this part of our growth, because just like we've had many long bus rides.
Right.
Now to the point where we're flying to places like Mississippi Valley and Pine Bluff and Alabama in basketball, and now flying in football. It's some things I would never imagine just being here 10 years ago. So I just want to thank you for providing the resources for us in student athletes to enjoy, because what happens when you finish college. Your whole experience is based on these 4 years.
Right.
And too many times I hear fellow people who went to school, they hold grudges based on what happened as a student or a student athlete. So most of these kids or student athletes now shouldn't have some of the grudges I've heard in the past, because they're getting a first class experience here in Prairie View. Some of the nice dorms, like you said. And once we open up the complex and all that, I think that's just going to blow people's minds away. And just internally, like you said about the meeting rooms, we can't start some meetings because we got to wait for the next to finish there. So to have all that in one spot and the process it takes to get there wasn't easy. There's a lot of people putting some heads together, sometimes heads was butting, but we all got it done at the end of the day, and I'm just glad we're here together, and so we can celebrate this occasion. And like you said, it doesn't stop now, because in these days the facilities are raised.
Right.
We know somebody somewhere down the street, around the corner, is going to get something just as much. So now we got to do something to separate us from the pack. So I don't know what your next plan is. If you're at liberty to tell it, I don't even know it myself. So,
Well, definitely, first of all, Ryan, I want to thank our president, and our vice presidents and the chancellor of the system, definitely for, supporting athletics. It's a lot of universities, a lot of ADs, don't have the support from their president and their chancellor and their system, when it comes from an athletic standpoint. So, definitely I want to say, when you have a president, a CFO, and vice presidents that we have, they meet and they want to really know what's going on in athletics, that's really good. So, definitely want to say thank Dr. Wright, and his leadership and his vision for the program and help in building the program. And, I want to thank my staff. I tell people all the time, I can't do anything about myself. I have a great staff. We have a small staff, but we have a great staff, a close-knitted staff. We teach family a lot. We get things done, and some things that other institutions don't get done just for simple fact because of the relationships we have. But I think I have one of the best staffs in the conference, and I'm not gonna say think. I know, and I know it's my vision moving down the line, Ryan, is to get them some help. To get them some help so they can definitely support the facilities now that we have, because more facilities means more work and more marketing, more branding, more scouting, more sports information directors, more sports medicine directors, more equipment managers, more student managers. People don't know those are the type of areas that keep your shop going. That's one of the most important areas of your shop. More people in compliance and academics. All those areas is the welfare and support of the student. And I think at this point, my vision is to make sure to add to those areas to make sure we have enough staff to get things done. So that's definitely one of my goals moving forward, to make sure that we have enough staff to support all the facilities and the things that we have upcoming for our program.
And lastly, anything you want to bring up, just let the Prairie View Nation know what to expect outside of the football field in the next few months.
Yeah, the next 2 months, Ryan, we talked about our track facility definitely be done April 3rd. Also, we're working on our soccer facility. We plan to break ground in the next couple of weeks for the upcoming season as well. And of course, our athletic administration building, what we're very excited about, as part of our sports complex. And all our administrators will definitely have an office. We definitely have meeting space. We'll have our own meeting space, and we won't be, all across campus trying to get things done. So I think that's very important when you keep all your people people in one shop. Definitely have a quality strength and conditioning area for our student athletes to work out in. We, the juice bar. We have the full service cafeteria. Just to be able to support our students. I'm all about supporting the students and the welfare of the students. I feel like if we do that a great job, championships and students' graduation is going to come. But we got to support our students on and off the court in order to be successful.
And season tickets, they start off at $80.
Right.
For the cheapest football package. That's $16 for 5 games. And like I sent the other night, Valentine's Day was Sunday.
Right.
I know some of y'all spent $80 just on yourself.
Right.
Plus your significant other if you took out to dinner at a nice restaurant. So we know it's $80. That is a bargain, which includes the State Fair Classic, Labor Day, Southern, Alcorn, and Alabama State, which is homecoming. I mean, that's $16 per game. We blow that just driving, putting gas in our car.
Yeah, I agree.
No excuse, especially if I always tell folks, if you receive some kind of scholarship over the years, all we ask, just as a basic investment, just give back.
Right.
If I paid $20,000 to get you through college for 4 years, obviously just give me $80. That's
right.
all I want.
Right.
So I just urge all former student athletes to commit back to the program financially. We're not asking for a lot, but I can say this: the foundation is solid, and we just thank you for putting us in this position as an alum first, but then secondly, as a person who represents the university, because we know everything is going to be riding on the success of this football stadium, and we can't do it without fan support and financial support.
Right. And I want to say thank you, Ryan, and thank the alumni and the support and the students for everything they've done. I know it's a big deal when you have 8,000 to 9,000 students that support your program, and they're willing to do whatever they need to do to support our facilities, and also our alums and supporters. And I think, our plans is for the stadium, first phase is 15,000. We want to have 15,000 Panther fans in there. We have a small section for our visitors, but we're not going to have a home and visitor side. We're going to have an east and west side, and it's going to be Panther Stadium. So I want to say thank all our supporters, alums, the foundation, Dr. Wright, and our vice presidents, Chancellor Sharp, and his vice chancellor Ray, for everything they've done, my staff, my student athletes, the marching storm, and the cheerleaders for supporting us as well. So I want to say thank everyone for all their support, and go Panthers.
Prairie View A&M University Athletic Director Ashley Robinson. Appreciate it, Ryan. Thank you. All right. We're going to attempt to locate one more guest, interim head basketball coach Byron Smith. I'm looking for him right now, so stay tuned, and he'll be our final interview in about 30 seconds. What can I help you with?
The experiment has been a success.
Told me about the camp, and I didn't really want to come at first, but now that I'm here, every camp that I've ever been to, I'm really glad I came.
The thing that keeps me coming back is just the look on their faces at the end of the week, just the sheer joy and the experience they've had.
Experiences that will benefit the environment as much as the student. For Voices of Agriculture, Gary Joyner, Junction. Summertime equals summer camps, and this one's unique. The focus is not just getting to know new friends, but also about getting to know nature, specifically wildlife.
If the only thing the kids take away this week is a deeper understanding for wildlife and how important it is to everyone, then we've done our job.
It's called the Wildlife Conservation Camp, and it's put on by the Texas chapter of the Wildlife Society. The goal of the week-long getaway is to introduce high school students to all aspects of wildlife and to let them know it's not just fun, but can also be a career.
Meeting the professionals has been really amazing because I get to, meet people who are actually in the fields I'm interested in, and so I'm kind of getting a better idea of where I might want to go, things I might want to do to better prepare myself for my future career.
Campers come from all over Texas, or in Elizabeth's case, the United States. For 7 days, they're immersed in all things wildlife. They spend very little time indoors. All the learning this week is done outside, in nature's classroom. and students soak in every lesson.
It's truly amazing because there's so many topics that we cover and you're just so exhausted because we do so much, and it's just 100% out in the woods, constantly doing what I love to do, which is conservation and research of wildlife.
Maybe they're kayaking, setting traps, building scent stations, or learning to shoot. Whatever the activity, the goal is to instill a love and respect for the outdoors and the animals that call it home.
I've learned so much from the camp. I've learned so much about conserving the wildlife and the habitat of animals and how important it is, to maintain this stuff around us.
The camp moves to different locations every year, allowing diversity in the students and the environment. The camp started in 1993. It's been a 22-year experiment, guiding youth and young adults toward a deeper passion for wildlife, maybe inspiring a vocation. The experiment has been a success.
Well, my mom told me about the camp, and I didn't really want to come at first, but now that I'm here, I really like it. It's my favorite camp that I've ever been to. I'm really glad I came.
The thing that keeps me coming back is just the look on their faces at the end of the week, just the sheer joy and the experience they've had.
Experiences that will benefit the environment as much as the student. For Voices of Agriculture, Gary Joyner, Junction. Summertime equals summer camps, and this one's unique. The focus is not just getting to know new friends, but also about getting to know nature, specifically wildlife.
If the only thing the kids take away this week is a deeper understanding for wildlife and how important it is to everyone, then we've done our job.
It's called the Wildlife Conservation Camp, and it's put on by the Texas chapter of the Wildlife Society. The goal of the week-long getaway is to introduce high school students to all aspects of wildlife and to let them know it's not just fun, but can also be a career.
Meeting the professionals has been really amazing because I get to, meet people who are actually in the fields I'm interested in, and so I'm kind of getting a better idea of where I might want to go, things I might want to do to better prepare myself for my future career.
Campers come from all over Texas, or in Elizabeth's case, the United States. For 7 days, they're immersed in all things wildlife. They spend very little time indoors. All the learning this week is done outside, in nature's classroom, and students soak in every lesson.
It's truly amazing because there's so many topics that we cover and you're just so exhausted because we do so much, and it's just 100% out in the woods, constantly doing what I love to do, which is conservation and research of wildlife.
Maybe they're kayaking, setting traps, building scent stations, or learning to shoot. Whatever the activity, the goal is to instill a love and respect for the outdoors and the animals that call it home.
I've learned so much from the camp. I've learned so much about conserving the wildlife and the habitat of animals and how important it is, to maintain this stuff around us.
The camp moves to different locations every year, allowing diversity in the students and the environment. The camp started in 1993. It's been a 22-year experiment, guiding youth and young adults toward a deeper passion for wildlife, maybe inspiring a vocation. The experiment has been a success.
Mom told me about the camp, and I didn't really want to come at
What you want me
first,
to talk about?
but
The thing that keeps me coming back is just the look on their faces at the end of the week.
All right, 5, 4, just look into the camera.
All right.
I'm here with my final interview in Mr. Gabe Lewis. A lot of people may not know him when you look at him, but you know the name, and he works for Sodexo. He's a big supporter of Prairie View A&M athletics. They've been, since I've been back at Prairie View, the official food provider at Prairie View A&M University. And just talk about the support Sodexo has in the development of the stadium.
Well, at the present time, we are looking for different outside vendors to come in. We are considering such as Chick-fil-A and some of them to come in and have certain kiosks. We're also looking at doing the traditional stadium type of food. Of course, Prairie View is known for having the turkey legs, the sausage on the stick, the grilled chicken sandwich, the hot wings. But we also want to spring our horizons where we could also have the barbecue, and we could also have some of the different type of tastes of Texas.
And also, with a venue of this caliber coming online, I'm just thinking, we have the press box you have to feed now. You got to feed the sweets. whatever hospitality areas across campus. So just talk about in terms of building with staff and getting all that coordinated in less than 6 months. What kind of work are you doing behind the scenes that we may not be able to see on a daily basis?
Well, one of the largest things I'm doing now is that at the present time we are approved in Waller County to do adult beverages, and so that's one of the things that I would push for everyone to get a season pass or season ticket holders. In the club area, you will have adult beverages. You will be able to enjoy yourself, whereas a continuous buffet inside the stadium on the home side. We also have 10 suites that will be available for people to rent, and also have private parties inside the suites. And last but not least, we will have the AD area, where if you belong to the AD club, it's very important that you have special privileges being inside the AD club, where you have discounts on drinks and everything else, and also have a pre-game party before it.
So will we have the iPads where we can just press a button and refill our food, or we're not at that point yet?
We're not at that point yet. I will say probably year number 2 we can move to that type of setup. But presently we are trying to get it open. I'm looking at hiring about an additional 50 employees just to pull a concession part off and to pull off the suites and everything else. My goal is to run it just like you go into a regular professional organization. If you go into a Texan game or you go into the Rockets game, you won't see any difference.
Well, thanks for stopping by. Just wanted people to meet the man behind the plan. Again, the turkey legs, the seafood, the barbecue sandwiches, and with baseball season, pretty much that's one of them. I know some people say Southern used to have some of the best smelling food, but I think Prairie View is snuck up there, and just the variety we have on the barbecue pit alone makes people want to come to the game. So just thank you for stopping by, and we look forward to working with you for the fall semester in the stadium. Gabe Lewis, Sodexo Food Service.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Gabe.
You're welcome.
Well, that will close out our Stadium Progress press conference. We thank you for spending time with us, and we just look forward to you coming back down on the hill. First game is September 3rd, 2016 against Texas Southern. Season tickets start at only $80. Again, that's $80. 5 games, average out to $16 a game. And if you want club options and reserved seating, that is unavailable on the PVPanthers.com website. And that's PVPanthers.com. And for season ticket information, or you can call 936-261-9141 and ask for Miss Carol, and she'll be able to match you up for the plan of your choice. Thank you once again for the Prairie View A&M Stadium Progress press conference, and look forward to seeing you down the line.
Well, thank you. I did another interview.
Just the sheer joy and the experience
Experiences that will benefit the environment as much as the student. For Voices of Agriculture, Gary Joyner, Junction. Summertime equals summer camps, and this one's unique. The focus is not just getting to know new friends, but also about getting to know nature, specifically wildlife.
If the only thing the kids take away this week is a deeper understanding for wildlife and how important it is to everyone, then we've done our job.
It's called the Wildlife Conservation Camp, and it's put on by the Texas chapter of the Wildlife Society. The goal of the week-long getaway is to introduce high school students to all aspects of wildlife and to let them know it's not just fun, but can also be a career.
Meeting the professionals has been really amazing because I get to, meet people who are actually in the fields I'm interested in, and so I'm kind of getting a better idea of where I might want to go, things I might want to do to better prepare myself for my future career.
Campers come from all over Texas, or in Elizabeth's case, the United States. For 7 days, they're immersed in all things wildlife. They spend very little time indoors. All the learning this week is done outside, in nature's classroom, and students soak in every lesson.
It's truly amazing because there's so many topics that we cover, and you're just so exhausted because we do so much, and it's just 100% out in the woods, constantly doing what I love to do, which is conservation and research of wildlife.
Maybe they're kayaking, setting traps, building scent stations, or learning to shoot. Whatever the activity, the goal is to instill a love and respect for the outdoors and the animals that call it home.
I've learned so much from the camp. I've learned so much about conserving the wildlife and the habitat of animals and how important it is, to maintain this stuff around us.
The camp moves to different locations every year, allowing diversity in the students and the environment. The camp started in 1993. It's been a 22-year experiment. Guiding youth and young adults toward a deeper passion for wildlife, maybe inspiring a vocation. The experiment has been a success.
Well, my mom told me about the camp, and I didn't really want to come at first, but now that I'm here, I really like it. It's my favorite camp that I've ever been to. I'm really glad I came.
The thing that keeps me coming back is just the look on their faces at the end of the week, just the sheer joy and the experience they've had.
Experiences that will benefit the environment as much as the student. For Voices of Agriculture, Gary Joyner, Junction. Summertime equals summer camps, and this one's unique. The focus is not just getting to know new friends, but also about getting to know nature, specifically wildlife.
If the only thing the kids take away this week is a deeper understanding for wildlife and how important it is to everyone, then we've done our job.
It's called the Wildlife Conservation Camp, and it's put on by the Texas chapter of the Wildlife Society. The goal of the week-long getaway is to introduce high school students to all aspects of wildlife and to let them know it's not just fun, but can also be a career.
Meeting the professionals has been really amazing because I get to, meet people who are actually in the fields I'm interested in. And so I'm kind of getting a better idea of where I might want to go, things I might want to do to better prepare myself for my future career.
Campers come from all over Texas, or in Elizabeth's case, the United States. For 7 days, they're immersed in all things wildlife. They spend very little time indoors. All the learning this week is done outside, in nature's classroom, and students soak in every lesson.
It's truly amazing because there's so many topics that we cover and you're just so exhausted because we do so much, and it's just 100% out in the woods, constantly doing what I love to do, which is conservation and research of wildlife.
Maybe they're kayaking, setting traps, building scent stations, or learning to shoot. Whatever the activity, the goal is to instill a love and respect for the outdoors and the animals that call it home.
I've learned so much from the camp. I've learned so much about conserving the wildlife and the habitat of animals and how important it is, to maintain this stuff around us.
The camp moves to different locations every year, allowing diversity in the students and the environment. The camp started in 1993. It's been a 22-year experiment. Guiding youth and young adults toward a deeper passion for wildlife, maybe inspiring a vocation. The experiment has been a success.
Well, my mom told me about the camp, and I didn't really want to come at first, but now that I'm here, I really like it. It's my favorite camp that I've ever been to. I'm really glad I came.
The thing that keeps me coming back is just the look on their faces at the end of the week, just the sheer joy and the experience they've had.
Experiences that will benefit the environment as much as the student. For Voices of Agriculture, Gary Joyner, Junction. Summertime equals summer camps, and this one's unique. The focus is not just getting to know new friends, but also about getting to know nature, specifically wildlife.
If the only thing the kids take away this week is a deeper understanding for wildlife and how important it is to everyone, then we've done our job.
It's called the Wildlife Conservation Camp, and it's put on by the Texas chapter of the Wildlife Society. The goal of the week-long getaway is to introduce high school students to all aspects of wildlife and to let them know it's not just fun, but can also be a career.
Meeting the professionals has been really amazing because I get to, meet people who are actually in the fields I'm interested in. And so I'm kind of getting a better idea of where I might want to go, things I might want to do to better prepare myself for my future career.
Campers come from all over Texas, or in Elizabeth's case, the United States. For 7 days, they're immersed in all things wildlife. They spend very little time indoors. All the learning this week is done outside, in nature's classroom, and students soak in every lesson.
It's truly amazing because there's so many topics that we cover and you're just so exhausted because we do so much, and it's just 100% out in the woods, constantly doing what I love to do, which is conservation and research of wildlife.
Maybe they're kayaking, setting traps, building scent stations, or learning to shoot. Whatever the activity, the goal is to instill a love and respect for the outdoors and the animals that call it home.
I've learned so much from the camp. I've learned so much about conserving the wildlife and the habitat of animals and and how important it is, you know, to maintain this stuff around us.
The camp moves to different locations every year, allowing diversity in the students and the environment. The camp started in 1993. It's been a 22-year experiment, guiding youth and young adults toward a deeper passion for wildlife, maybe inspiring a vocation. The experiment has been a success.
Well, my mom told me about the camp, and I didn't really want to come at first, but now that I'm here, I really like it. It's my favorite camp that I've ever been to. I'm really glad I came.
The thing that keeps me coming back is just the look on their faces at the end of the week, just the sheer joy and the experience they've had.
Experiences that will benefit the environment as much as the student. For Voices of Agriculture, Gary Joyner, Junction. Summertime equals summer camps, and this one's unique. The focus is not just getting to know new friends, but also about getting to know nature, specifically wildlife.
If the only thing the kids take away this week is a deeper understanding for wildlife and how important it is to everyone, then we've done our job.
It's called the Wildlife Conservation Camp, and it's put on by the Texas chapter of the Wildlife Society. The goal of the week-long getaway is to introduce high school students to all aspects of wildlife and to let them know it's not just fun, but can also be a career.
Meeting the